Hi, everybody. This is my second video today. I just noticed that the first video I made outside was hard to hear because of traffic sounds. I have an update. Today is May 19th, 2023, and it's 2:30 right now. It's been 250 days since I was allowed to visit with my brother, Paul. Paul's 65. He has Down syndrome, and he resides at a residence or a group home operated by L'Arche, and that's L'Arche. L'Arche is a worldwide network. It's a non-governmental organization, an NGO that was started by Jean Vanier, who was a retired naval officer, and a defrocked priest named Thomas Philippe in France. And it was based on deception. L'Arche was started based on a deception of Jean Vanier being a holy person, a Catholic who wanted to help disabled people, when really what he was creating was a network of vulnerable workers, of young women who worked at these group homes that he could prey upon, which he did. At least 25, he assaulted or sexually abused at least 25 women between 1950 and 2019 when he died. But anyways, the update that I have for you is that my process server, I served Paul with a subpoena to appear at a hearing because I haven't seen him in 250 days. And I got the lowdown from my very nice process server, whose name is Lou. And he said that Paul was allowed to come to the door to receive the documents at his group home. He said that Paul moved very slowly and he seemed like slim, like Paul used to be a little bit on the chubby or stocky side, but Lou said that he looked very slim, and he smiled, so he understood what was going on. And he seemed very interested in the documents that were being served on him. The process server wasn't invited into the group home. He had to serve the documents at the door. So at least, and he did, and Paul was walking without a walker. He normally uses a walker when he's out and about. But the process server stressed that he was moving very slowly. I'm very afraid that Paul will die or that I will die before we're allowed to see each other again. You may think it must be normal for L'Arche to be allowed to confine and isolate a human being this way, but think about it. If somebody wanted to confine you to your home and not let you visit with your last remaining loved one in person, would you hire a lawyer? Would you spend your funds on retaining counsel? Would you do everything in your power to fight that confinement and isolation? There is a section 2D of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, which is the freedom of association. Section 7 is a freedom, security, the right to life, liberty, and security of the person. And section 15 is the right to be treated equally, notwithstanding that you may be disabled. So L'Arche is not, or is actually an arm of the government, although the government tries to pretend that it's not. L'Arche receives 100% of its funding from you, the Canadian taxpayer. So you're actually supporting and funding the confinement and isolation of a very vulnerable but wonderful elderly man. This is something that my family's had its problems, but my family, I think we're on the cutting edge of restoring the rights of vulnerable, disabled people. When my dad refused to allow Paul to be placed at birth in an institution run by Ontario. So anyways, the good news is Paul's still alive. He's still walking. He's still ambulatory. He still seems to have, he hasn't deteriorated. The process server last saw him on November 10th. And so he says that he has not deteriorated, in his opinion, since November 10th. So all of that is good news. Remember, when this Victoria Day spring weekend, this wonderful weekend is coming up, hold your loved ones dear, because you don't know when the government might step in and isolate or confine them against their will, or isolate or confine you against your will. Thank you so much for watching. And Paul, if you get a chance to see this, dear, I miss you so much. I've got some new Lego for you and some new ideas on art projects that we can do. And I'll make you your favorite homemade peanut butter cookies. Take care, sweetie. Have a wonderful weekend. I love you so much.